Okay, so today I want to talk about Breaking Bad, which is probably the most memed show of all time. I'm not sure on that, but I wouldn't be surprised because, I mean, it's all over the internet, bro. Breaking Bad memes are just out of control. But, anyways, I finally watched Breaking Bad. You know, it's been out for like over 10 years, and I never watched it because I'm not really that big on shows and stuff. But considering all the memes and stuff, I did actually watch it with my whole family together. And man, this show is crazy. So, if you haven't watched Breaking Bad yet, alright? I suggest that you should. It's a 10 out of 10 show for sure. Maybe even my favorite of all time. It's a close second if not, but man, the show is insane. I'll give you like a quick little review, I guess. So if you don't know what the show is about, it's basically about, Walter White, this man right here. He's an average chemistry teacher. He's been through a couple things in life, and out of nowhere, he just gets cancer. And then he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna die, so let's just start cooking meth, doing illegal shit, selling meth, making a whole lot of money, and I mean, the character development on this is insane. He goes from just a nerdy little teacher to like deep into that drug business, and you have to watch it for yourself to fully see what exactly goes down. But it's fucking crazy. Every fucking character in this show is just perfectly executed. Even though I'm not too big of a fan of some, I mean, they're still like valid that they're in the show, but I just don't like the characters themselves because they're assholes. But they are still well executed, of course, and just well placed. And just the whole storyline is just, it's so wild, right? And it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And I don't mean that by like, oh, it gets crazier every season or every episode. No, literally every fucking scene it gets crazier. Just when you think it can't get any fucking crazier, the next scene, it gets crazier. And that's just constantly like that. The plot gets thicker by the second. But anyways, once again, highly, highly recommend. But now let's actually get into some spoilers as well, because I just like talking about the show and some scenes that I liked and some things I disliked, but let's just get into it. So if you haven't watched it yet, then I suggest you stop watching. Unless you don't care about spoilers, then it is what it is. So we're out here in the beginning, season 1. I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I kind of knew a lot of things from the memes as well. So I already knew that, Gus was gonna die eventually. So I already knew a couple things from memes. So it was kind of sad. I also already knew that Walter was gonna die eventually. Which is like the biggest plot twist. I didn't expect that at all, but then I found out through memes, of course, and it was kind of sad. But anyways, let's get started about actually talking about the show. So I already kind of forgot a lot of things in the first season, but I went back on this site and just checked, what exactly went down, and yeah, I remember it again. The way that Walter met Jesse was so funny to me. How we, climbed out that window while Hank was doing a raid on him. That shit was just wild. He just fell out of the fucking house. And then, of course, Walt already knew Jesse, right? So, because Jesse is an old student of his. And man, it was just funny as fuck. And then Walt actually goes down to him and just like, yo, let's cook, bro, let's cook. I really liked how that all played out. But yeah, before he met Jesse, of course, some things went down as well. I mean, he was just a basic chemistry teacher before that. But I mean, if we really look at like his backstory, then we get to see like, why he turned out to be the way that he is in the beginning. I think one really important thing there is the Gray Matter, episode 5. Not the episode itself, but the Gray Matter thing, the whole company that he co-founded. I mean, it was his idea basically, right? The whole thing. And then he eventually left because of some issues with the other two workers. And that thing turned out to be billions and he got nothing from it. So he just kind of turned out to be, an underpaid chemistry teacher with not enough money to like, afford his fucking cancer treatments or whatever. His life just turned out pretty shitty just because he left that shit. And it's kind of sad how he, became what he became because of that, I mean, he still had a family, he had a decent life, but he could have had way more. So he's always been kind of toxic about that whole thing with Gray Matter, I think. And I think that's why he started to go into the business as well. And when he got really good at it, of course, he didn't want to stop because he was on top of the game, I think he finally felt like he was accomplishing something in life that he should have been accomplishing with Gray Matter, but, it is what it is. But anyways, let's move on to Crazy 8 and Emilio. Okay, so Emilio was Jesse's partner, and I mean, he got busted, but he got bailed out of jail. I still remember Jesse going there and then getting beat up by them because they think Jesse snitched. Oh, that was funny. But that whole Crazy 8 and Emilio situation was wild. They attacked the van, Is that where the bullet holes came from? I think so. The bullet holes in the door from Crazy 8 and Emilio. And they trapped them in the van. That shit was just wild, Instantly, the first drug deal that Walt tried to do, it instantly went wrong. So yeah, that was all in all just a wild beginning to the story. I mean, it instantly went into action. And it only got crazier from then on with Tuco. This isn't meth, the scene here, I think that's in this episode. Jesse was supposed to be the one handling all the drug business, but he didn't really do that great because he got beat up and pretty sure he ended up in the hospital. Or maybe that was a different time. I don't think he did. No, that was later. So yeah, Jesse couldn't make business with Tuco, so Walt did it himself and just blew up his whole fucking crib over there, his whole like place. And eventually he got the good business going, with Tuco, and it went well for a while until Tuco here beat up his fucking guard, one of his guards that like accidentally spoke up against Tuco for some reason. Well, not against, like for Tuco. It was a weird scene. Like Tuco just beat him up for no reason. Like just literally beat him to fucking death. It was unexpected as fuck, bro. But Tuco was a wild man. But anyways, after that, Jesse and Walt knew they were not safe. Okay, that guy was a fucking menace to society. So anyways, that was season 1, I guess. And then season 2, you have see here, Walt and Jesse realize how dire the situation is. They must come up with a plan to kill Tuco before Tuco kills them first. Their life was in danger, bro. They thought Tuco was gonna kill their ass. And Tuco actually kidnapped them. So Walt just disappeared and he was like out there with Tuco for like quite a while in the desert with Jesse. And that shit was crazy as fuck. The whole kidnapping, and then you have Hector as well, first appearance in the show, I think. That shit was funny as fuck. Like they thought that he was like just unable to do anything, but he was actually pressing the bell and shit. That fucking bell, bro. I'm pretty sure I remember this right. Like, at the end of the episode, you could just still hear the bell ringing when Hank showed up. That shit was crazy. But yeah, I mean Hank really became like really crazy after the situation because Hank went there, of course, and he killed Tuco eventually after he kidnapped Walt and stuff. And Walt barely escaped from that. Like they were like literally, they saw Hank fighting Tuco when they were like running away. That whole episode was just really crazy. And then I really feel bad for Hank after that because I mean he got like PTSD from like fighting Tuco, killing Tuco even. Like bro was having panic attacks, and then he got sent to like Mexico to like for a new job because he was doing so well. And then the whole turtle thing where like a guy's head got chopped off and placed on the turtle and the turtle blew up in their fucking faces. I feel bad, bro. He was like scared as shit over there. But he came back, of course, to Albuquerque, so he was just back. But ever since that moment, he was really invested into the whole blue meth case, I guess. Or well, the meth wasn't blue at that point, but in the whole meth business, he was really invested into the whole thing because it ruined his life, bro. And eventually ended it as well. But the whole disappearance that they made up for, like, to explain why they were gone. I mean, Walt's just literally just going naked into some weird fucking store to, like, explain, like, his fugitive state of mind or whatever. I don't remember exactly what it was. But that was so bullshit, bro. I don't know how people believed his lies for so long, especially, like, Skylar. Like, bro, he was doing so weird the whole fucking time, and she was just like, okay, whatever, I believe it. It was kind of dumb. Like, it was pretty unbelievable. How he kept getting away with so much shit. Especially with Hank as well. I mean, he literally had a DEA agent in his family the whole fucking time. And Hank didn't even know anything. Oh, man. I mean, it was just dumb. But anyway, shortly after this, they had an incident with, the money thing. Where Jesse, supposedly crushed someone's head with an ATM machine. That whole family was crazy. He didn't actually do it, of course. It was the woman herself that did it to the husband. Because they were getting into an argument. Bro, those people were fucking scary, man. I wonder how that boy ended up. I always thought he was going to return for some reason. Like, I was expecting them to return because, of course, that woman saw Jesse's face. I mean, the boy saw Jesse's face and stuff. But we never saw from them again, so that was interesting. And, I mean, the junkies in this show are so, like, well played. I mean, the woman was disgusting, and the man as well. And also later on in the show, when Jesse turns his own house into a fucking drug place, I mean, the people there are just really well played. So, I mean, shout out to the actors, I guess. And I really like how Saul got introduced here. Better Call Saul in the episode here. With the advertisement as well on the TV. Better Call Saul. I mean, that was just hilarious. Fucking genius stuff. But yeah, the whole Badger thing was pretty dumb. Like, the whole thing with, like, the cop there. And Badger already knew, like, bro, I can see the cars. There's a cop right here. You're a cop. And the guy was like, well, if I say this and that, according to the law, then I can't lie to you. And it was really dumb. And Badger got caught, and they had to fucking spend all their fucking money that they had over time to free Badger. It was just dumb. And anyways, moving on, I want to mention this episode right here, 4 Days Out. I really like when they dedicated one episode to, like, one situation. So this one where they are stuck in the desert for, like, 4 days, I guess. And had to make, like, a new battery for their car because it broke down or something. It was really funny. And the same with Fly. Though I did enjoy Fly less in this one, but, I mean, Fly was still funny. I guess Fly really portrayed Walt's insanity really well. I feel like it was a necessary episode, maybe. I mean, it's the lowest rated, but I don't really mind it all that much. Anyways, their own little empire begins to crumble, and then they meet Gus, who first didn't even want them because Jesse was being a meth head, being late at appointments. So like Gus wanted nothing to do with them because they were unprofessional. But eventually Gus gave in and he did hire them, which was just one mistake. Like it was the first like domino piece to fall, And after that, many more followed. And also somewhere here, Skylar started to like do the same thing that Walt was doing to her, like not saying anything, disappearing for no reason. And she started to smoke as well for like stress, I guess. But I don't like that. She was pregnant, bro. She was pregnant and just smoking. Like, you're an L if you do that. I'm sorry, bro, but come on, be better. Anyways, the last thing in season 2 I want to discuss is Jane and Jane's death. I think the death was well deserved. I don't really like how she was acting towards the end of her life. The whole thing with like the money, like whenever she saw that Jesse's had like mad cash, she was like all getting crazy about it. And she even tried to blackmail Walt, bro. Like, what do you mean? I'm glad that Walt let her die. She was not valid, in my opinion. But I'll get more into the characters in a different video because I have a video planned called Breaking Bad Character Tier List, and it's going to be funny, so, stay tuned for that if you're interested. I'll go more in depth there. But anyways, so in season 3, Skylar goes through with her plans to divorce Walt, so yeah, they get divorced. Skylar finds out about the meth as well somewhere here. And one of the most genius episodes comes here in this season somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly it was. Oh yeah, this one right here. 1 minute. This one is just absolutely insane. So basically, Hank almost had them. He knew the van that they were cooking in. They knew all about it, and he was like trying to confiscate it, I guess, if that's the right word. He was trying to like get it as like evidence, and he was so close to getting it. But then they like gave him like a fake phone call that his fucking wife died or like was in an accident. And I mean, he just ran away straight from the scene. Like they had a chance to like dispose the car because Hank was gone because of that fake phone call, and then he realized it was fake, and he got so fucking mad, he beat up Jesse, and Jesse ended up in the fucking hospital. Like, holy shit. It was so insane. Like, the way that he executed as well, Walt, because Hank doesn't know that Walt's involved at all, okay? He only has eyes on Jesse at this moment, and Walt was just right there in the van, like, right there, doors closed, while Hank was, like, outside trying to, like, see inside, see what's up. It was, like, very close. And before that, of course, you also had Skylar cheating on Walt, which was an L, bro. I mean, come on. What the fuck were you doing, Skylar? Ted Beneke, like, seriously. I fucking hate her for that. And fuck Beneke too, man. Fucking bitch-ass motherfucker. That shit was so undeserved for Walt. Like, he was just trying to provide for his family, man. And Skylar goes cheating on him. Like, seriously. It was just sad and disgusting. But moving on from that, I want to talk about Gil as well, the whole Gil situation. I mean, man. Gil is just, like, the most sad death in this whole show, in my opinion. I feel so bad for the guy. He was just a cool-ass guy. Him and Walt got along very well. It was just nice. He even had like his own coffee machine. I mean, that guy was a genius, alright? Him and Walt were perfect fucking partners. But Walt wanted Jesse for some reason. I don't really remember why anymore. And man, Gil got fired and shit. I mean, poor Gil, man. And he ended up dying, right? They had to kill him because Gus wanted them dead. And, Gil was supposed to be their replacement. So it was very sad how Gil died. And after that, we have season 4. And we go straight into action where Gus just completely cuts open Victor's throat for like no reason. At least we don't really know the reason in particular. I mean, my mom's guess was that it's because Victor was spotted like at the crime scene of Gil's death. Because he walked past and like checked on the situation. And, he was spotted by some neighbors. And, I think that's why Gus killed him. I mean, I think he could have done it a little less aggressively. Like, it was kind of wild. But, I mean, Walt never figured out why he did it. So I'm not sure if it was the reason, because it remains a mystery, I guess. But I think it was because he was spotted at the crime scene itself. Also, I completely forgot to mention that Hank, of course, almost got killed by the twins. That was in season 3. I'm not sure exactly where. I think, like, right after this one, then. The 1 minute one right after. Ah, yeah, right. So the one where he found the van was episode 6. So where he beat Jesse up as well. And then after that, I guess, the twins started to attack him in the following 2 episodes. So yeah, that whole situation was wild as well. I mean, I don't know why Gus wanted the twins to, like, lose. Because Hank did get a phone call, like, they're coming, I'm not sure exactly why that was done that way, but of course, it was pretty insane. Anyways, after that, of course, Hank just keeps going on in the investigation. Like, he does not stop. He's completely in it, especially after almost dying to it. I'm pretty sure in season 4, like, all throughout, he's at his own home. And, he got those papers from that other guy that, like, showed him, like, the files on Gil. And, I mean, Walt's ego really shines through here when, Hank asked Walt for help, like, to figure out what exactly Gil was doing with his notebook and stuff, because Walt's a chemist, of course. And in the beginning, I said that Walt's, like, an average chemistry teacher. Well, that's not true. I didn't mean it like that. He's a genius, okay? That's why he was, like, the co-owner of Grey Matter before he left it. He's very, very smart. But yeah, he just took a wrong turn and ended up as a teacher. Yeah, anyways. So Walt actually gets drunk one time and just like kind of spills all his things to Hank. Not really, but Hank was like, Gil is my Heisenberg, I got him. And Walt was like, well, I'm not so sure about that because his ego got hurt. That was really dumb. Imagine if he didn't do that, if he didn't have that much fucking wine. It would have played out way differently, but yeah, it is what it is. And what I found really funny as well, I think that's, yeah, right here, Shotgun, where Mike and Jesse start teaming up. And I don't know why, but I mean, Jesse really becomes important in the whole business, I guess, as like, second bodyguard or whatever. It was kind of strange. I don't know what Gus's plan exactly was there, but I mean, he died like a couple episodes later, so I don't know. Whatever he was planning didn't really, get all that far, but it was still interesting. And I really like those scenes as well, because I mean, Mike doesn't even really want him there, he's just like a burden. But then eventually he does actually become a good, duo. And throughout this whole season, I also think that Hank is, constantly investigating, getting closer to the truth. I'm pretty sure. So they actually try to kill Hank in the end here. So he was in protective custody, the whole family. Except for Walt. Walt was not showing up, which was also really suspicious. But I mean, no one cared for some reason. Marie was getting really pissed off about it, but the rest of the family didn't care that much. I mean, Walter Jr. as well. I mean, Walter Jr. is a fucking legend, okay? I really like that guy. But yeah, some really wild stuff went down with Hank, of course. We also have Skyler giving Ted $600,000 to the fucking IRS, to pay it off. And he doesn't fucking do it. This guy gets a fucking new car instead of, spending the money as he's supposed to. Like, holy shit. What a dumbass, bro. And then he almost fucking dies. I thought he was dead. Like, he hit his head very hard against that fucking table. I thought he was dead as fuck. He broke his neck. Just damn straight dead. But he was actually in the hospital. He wasn't dead yet. But yeah, it was really crazy here. Just Walt, like, laying here, laughing because of that shit. That they didn't have the money anymore. It was a really wild scene. And fuck Ted, bro. What a dumbass. Now, Season 5 was really, like, kind of weird to me. My whole family thinks that Season 4 was the perfect ending, that they should have ended it there. And while it was a really good ending, I don't think it makes any sense for them not to make another season. Because there were so much loose ends. Of course, you had Mike, and just the whole business, of course, just open field. Anyone could just, start selling and make bank off it. My family just thought it was the best idea to, end there for Walt. The phone call with him saying, like, I won. That was, like, the perfect ending. But anyways, they continued and they started up a new business, the three of them, Mike, Jesse, and Walter, which is absolutely insane. I didn't think Mike would actually go through with it, but he had some unfinished business with the guys in prison he had to pay off. So yeah, just a whole bunch of loose ends, which they couldn't have really just not dealt with. So that's why I think that, Season 5 was necessary, and, to end it at Season 4 would have been weird. But anyways, I like the whole new business. I mean, it was kind of like off to a rough start, I feel like. I mean, like, Season 5 as a whole is, really good. Perfect even. I think this whole show is perfect, but the first couple of episodes were kind of weird to me, personally. I didn't really feel it, but whenever you, like, get to, like, everything, to the end of it as well, everything makes sense, and it's just all a great part of the story. But yeah, so they start up a new business, and it's pretty cool. They have, like, a whole, like, new story around that, I guess, with new characters as well, with Lydia, and then you have Todd, of course. I really like the idea of, the tents around houses with the bug thing, like the bug company. I don't really know what you call that. So yeah, I mean, it just went great for a while. We're getting mad cash. And then Walt kills Mike, so that's kind of upsetting. I would have liked to see Mike, continue his own life. Maybe even get a special Mike film or even a show. I mean, why not? But, he's dead as fuck. But maybe they'll do something like that at some point. I mean, probably not though. I think it's just finished because, I mean, Mike's also in Better Call Saul for a lot of the time, I think. So I highly doubt they'll make anything new. And he's also old as fuck, like the actor. So I don't think it's a wise decision to do that. But anyways, rest in peace, Mike. And then, well, Hank finds out. And I feel like it's very cool how he found out with that book, I mean, first of all, it's dumb for Walt to just have that thing laying around in his fucking house. Like, bro, what do you mean? Second of all, I really like how it's, like, portrayed that one tiny thing could ruin a whole operation, Just that one letter, and Hank actually goes insane. He even punches Walt, I think, right here. Like, holy shit, bro, it was really wild. And then Jesse goes fucking nuts. He starts throwing cash out his window, like, while driving in random cities, or just Albuquerque. Like, why, bro, why? And Jesse has really had some interesting, developments over the course of the whole show. It was definitely crazy to see. And also just sad, bro. He was just a kid. Well, not a kid. He was over 18, I think, in the beginning. But a young person just cooking meth, He was kind of fucked up. But he was happy, I think. And at the end, it was just a whole mess, bro. Partnering up with Walt is the worst decision he could have ever fucking made. And it's kind of sad. But anyways, so Hank finds out, everything just goes wrong. And then Jesse also gets caught by Hank. Well, not caught, but Well, sort of, because he threw all that money out, and then he got kind of caught. But I mean, Saul got him out of there. I don't actually remember how that went. I think it was something like Jesse going to Hank himself to cooperate with him, because Jesse found out that Walt poisoned a little kid like a season back, so that was, he wasn't really happy about that. So he started to team up with Hank against Walt, and man, these final episodes, like, they're insane. So first of all, I don't know why no one wants to, like, hear out what Walt has to say. Like, Jesse and him could have had, like, a civilized conversation about that. Brock wasn't gonna die, alright? Walt knew that, but he was still very mad at him for some reason. And he didn't even want to hear him out. Like, bro, Walt knows what he's doing, alright? It was necessary to kill Gus, else y'all both would have been dead. So I don't know why he was so mad at that. But yeah, so they catch Walt here in episode 13, as you can see. He's getting arrested, but then Hank dies, alright? Hank arrests him and then dies because Todd from the bug company, him and his uncle and that whole crew, they pull up and they kill Hank. Which honestly, it was deserved, bro. Like, I don't know, my whole family was sad about that, but I don't even give a fuck. I'm team Walt, yo. I mean, I wanted Walt to win. So, I mean, Hank was just getting in the way. Like, this guy needs to chill, alright? He was just all the way in it, even arresting Walt. Like, are you insane, bro? And then, that whole Todd Uncle gang, they steal all Walt's money, which is, of course, not very nice. And, Walt is still left with, like, 11 million, though. So, I mean, he had a decent amount of cash, but, most of it got just taken by the gang that saved his life there and killed Hank. I thought that was pretty sad. I mean, I didn't know they were such assholes. I thought they were gonna just let Walt go with the money. I didn't think they would actually take it. Like, bro, they could have just partnered up and just made more meth and made more profit off that. But I guess in the end they did that anyway because they captured Jesse after that, who was at the scene as well when Walt got arrested. And yeah, they took Jesse in and, I mean, man, they just made him into a slave, a meth slave. He just got chained up to shit and then he just had to cook. He had to cook the whole fucking time for months. And I mean, his state in like the last episode is just really sad to see. Also episode 15, where I think this is Jesse right here. He's just chained up, and he tries to escape. He almost escapes, man. And I was like, yes, let's go. But then, no. They catch him before he managed to escape and they kill his girlfriend. And yeah, that was quite upsetting. So yeah, Jesse did not try to escape again after that because, it didn't go really well last time. And he was just locked up there, man. With many scars, he got tortured very hard. It's bad, bro. I feel really bad for him. And I can't wait to see how it goes for him in El Camino because that's the movie that like kind of continues this. And we get to see more of Jesse. The trailer looked insane, so I am really looking forward to watching it. But I mean, goddamn. I wonder what kind of monster he's turned into after that. Or what path he's gonna take. But yeah, before that, Walt goes to his family, back again, and they had to go away because Marie knew that, Walt was also, doing drugs because Hank told him, and, Hank is fucking dead. So Skyler knew that Hank arrested him, and then when Walt suddenly showed up, it was like, yo, wait, how? So, I mean, to connect the dots, Hank is dead, it wasn't that hard to figure out. And in the meantime, Walter Jr. also got to find out that his dad was a meth dealer, the biggest meth dealer in the fucking world. And, Walter Jr. couldn't believe it at first, but then, Skyler instantly draws conclusions. They think that he killed Hank, when that is not even the fucking case. And I don't know why he didn't try to explain that, or what even was going on. He could have just said, no, it wasn't me, I didn't kill him. There was another gang that pulled up on us, and they killed Hank and took my money. I only have a little money left, and we have to go right now. But yeah, I mean, Walter Jr., he was not happy, and then he called the fucking cops on his own dad. And it was just a lie as well, like, what the fuck? Like, Skyler attacked Walt with a knife, and then, he defended himself, and then Walter Jr. just said, like, yo, my dad is trying to hurt my mom, please come over here. And, Walt had to fucking run, alright? So, Skyler and Walter Jr. are left there, and Walter's just on the run. He took the baby as well, which he eventually dropped off, but that was kind of a weird move, in my opinion. Walt gets a new identity, thanks to that one guy that Saul knows. And we cut to, like, 2 years later, or like a couple months later. And Walt is in a bar, in a new place in New Hampshire, I think it was. And, he's chilling and he's watching the goddamn TV. And we get these people from Grey Matter that I mentioned earlier. The two people that, took his idea and made billions off it. And they go on TV to talk about Walt, because of course Walt was associated with that company, so they tried to clear the name, and they said Walt had nothing to do with that company at all, that he only made the name, when that's not true at all, bro. He did way more than that. And Walt got really mad. He got really mad when watching that, I feel like. So I thought he was gonna kill them. He was gonna kill Gretchen and Elliot for that. But no, he didn't. He just went there and, delivered the money there and was like, give this to my family for when, when I'm gone, because he was gonna die, bro. I mean, the cancer was, almost killing him. He didn't have much time left, so it was kind of like, the final episode. He was gonna die anyway, so he just had to do what he had to do until he could, go finally in peace. And I mean, the ending to this is just beautiful, man. He just sees Skylar one more time, ends it off right. I mean, he didn't really have the best ending with his son, unfortunately. He tried to call him via his school phone, and I mean, he was really mad, Walter Jr. And one thing that I find funny about this guy is that he was Walter Jr. for a long time, and then he was Flynn. And then when Skylar was divorcing him and he didn't know why, he was like, "No, I'm Walter Jr. again. Call me Walter." And then, in the end, I don't think he wants to be called Walter anymore. I think we can say that he, lived his life as Flynn for the rest of the time being. But yeah, that was just funny as well, the whole name change thing. But yeah, so Walter's one last thing to do. Kill Todd's uncle and the whole gang there. And that's what he does, man. He does it in a very smart way, and he actually gets hit himself in the process. I don't know how that happened, because the thing was like spraying way higher, the gun in his car. He set up like a trap to spray everyone down, and when he fell to the ground, he set it off so everyone would just get shot while he's on the ground laying there and not dying together with Jesse. But he somehow got hit, and then he eventually bled out in a meth lab as Jesse escaped and everyone else was dead. And I mean, wow, that was just an insane ending. I like how he died in the lab. Like, it was really nice, of course. I mean, that's the only thing that mattered to him, right? The goddamn meth. But yeah, that's really about it. I mean, 10 out of 10 show. Beautiful ending. I would have liked to see him just live on and die in peace, like through the cancer. I don't know. It still feels kind of sad that he died, but I guess he did die on his own terms, He was going to die anyway. I mean, his family kind of hated him, so he didn't really have much to live for anyway. So in the end, I would say that he won, and I like that. I would have wanted him to win, and Jesse won as well. I mean, he escaped, and I'm excited to see how El Camino goes. I'll make a video on that whenever I do watch it, but hope you enjoyed. Make sure to watch Breaking Bad if you haven't already, and see ya.